There's all kinds of different options to making cloaks. Whether you got a skin cloak, a fur cloak, leather cloak, cloth cloak. Cloth will have more folds and look more flowing. Uh, Furs are generally fairly flat and solid. To do a fur, I'll do one of these halves. So basically, you'd start the same way. You'd have your base piece, add in some green stuff. Like for general purposes, I would cover with little thin pieces where I'd pull loose, something like that, and just sort of contour it around the edges. And on fur, you won't want it coming all the way perfectly lining the sides. You want to leave little bits left hanging over the edge, some where they don't go clear to the edge. Just piece in some bits like that. Let me adjust the focus a little bit again. I got out of focus. There we go. You just generally lay in some bits of green stuff like that. Then I take my pick tool, or in this case is a stylus, and you start making pokes and pulls. Pokes and pulls. And you'll start seeing like strands appear by poking and pulling. And then once you start getting those, you just carry them down and working them around. And as you work them down the cloak area, just start pulling, just like with the top. Start pulling and pushing. Just 1 second, and I'll work on this for a minute, and I'll be right back and show you one towards the finish. Okay guys, sorry about that. Wife just got home, so I had to stop the video for a second, but we're back in the video. Okay, what I was doing, when I put there, was just poking and prodding at the green stuff in a randomly generated pattern, so that you sort of start getting a fur effect by poking and pulling on the green stuff. And the only thing you really need to do is decide which area is down. And when you get to the down area, that will be what's hanging down compared to what's up. But once you get through and you got a bunch of basically little strand type things going, you'll notice you'll hear a little click when I'm using the metal in here. That means that the metal is sticking into the green stuff, which is sort of what you want. By doing that, you're pulling and snapping out like little hair almost in the fur. And the more you mess with it, the finer the fur is going to be. So if you want a really fine haired cloak, you just keep working it more and more and more, and you'll pick up something sort of. Let me get the focus on that there. Now it sort of looks like mutant skin, but it'll give it sort of a lifted fur type texture. And all these places where you got the thick areas, in through, like over here, all you need to do is, let me put this, just go back into them and sort of push and pull them into a more less dense, basically, and just start just work them out. Okay, so that's cloth. We got fur.